When Bill Burr sees nonsense, he doesn't tiptoe around it. He rips it apart with a grin. Whether it's a spoiled celebrity, a self-important Karen, or an entire woke audience trying too hard, Bill doesn't just shut them down. He makes a spectacle out of it. And somehow, he always walks away as the one making the most sense. These are the 10 times Bill Burr didn't just speak his mind. He absolutely obliterated the people trying to silence him. From Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama to random hecklers in Nebraska, this is a masterclass in brutal honesty, served with comedy. It started with a bang, literally lives on SNL. Bill Burr stepped up in front of millions and went after a group that most comedians wouldn't dare touch: white women.
To refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color, not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. Somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
His line about them swinging their Gucci-booted feet instantly went viral. He didn't stop there. He tore into the hypocrisy, mocking the performative outrage, the complaining from privileged position.
Never heard so much complaining in my life from white women. My life is so hard, with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Trash and white guys, the nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women.
And just when the audience thought he might cool it down, he went even harder.
When you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to?
It was risky. It was blunt, but it hit a nerve because he wasn't entirely wrong. On another night, Bill Burr tackled the ever-controversial question. A female soccer star appeared on a sports talk show, voicing her frustration about the gender pay gap in sports. The panel nodded awkwardly, pretending to be puzzled. Bill? He wasn't having it. He mocked their silence with biting sarcasm.
Professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? These men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, oh, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night.
He wasn't mocking women in sports. He was calling out the fake confusion. His argument? It's not about gender. It's about demand, sponsorship, and audience, and pretending otherwise just avoids the truth. He didn't sugarcoat it, and that's exactly why people listened. In his Netflix special Paper Tiger, Bill went full throttle. This wasn't just comedy. It was a public dragging of hypocrisy wrapped in punchlines. He zeroed in on a new trend: white women distancing themselves from white men as if they hadn't been along for the ride.
But I think white women started it. It's the worst. That's all they do is motor and complain. I had no idea how difficult it was to be a white woman in the United States of America. Evidently, it's really difficult. Yeah, they're always bitching. Do you have any idea what it's like to be me? Well, I imagine it would be slightly less awesome than my life. What happened to you today, sweetheart, huh? Did they not chill your rosé? You know? Was the trolley not running down at the mall? What happened? I'm really annoyed how white women have the balls to throw my white privilege in my face, you know? Sort of separate themselves from these white males with their white male privilege. It's like, you're sitting in the jacuzzi with me. The are you talking about?
No filters, no backtracking, just raw, uncomfortable truth. At one of his shows, Bill recalled watching Oprah interviewing a celebrity guest. She called motherhood the most difficult job on the planet. That one line flipped a switch.
She's giving her this big, ridiculous intro, like she's done this, she's done that, she's done this, and she does the most difficult job on the planet. She's the mother. Like, really? Being a mother is the most difficult job on the planet? Oh yeah, all those mothers who die every year from black lung, from inhaling all that coal dust. Women are just constantly patting themselves on the back about how difficult their lives are, and no one corrects them because they want to f*** them. So there's just this tornado of like misinformation. I had the most difficult job on the planet. What would you rather be doing? Drilling to the center of the earth, shaking hands with the devil? Every time there's a rumble in the ground, you wait for the whole thing to collapse down on top of you so they can write that folk song about you, you know? I couldn't believe it. It's the most difficult job on the planet. Oh, yeah. I thought roofing in the middle of July is a redhead. I thought that was difficult. But these mothers are bending over at the waist, putting DVDs into DVD players. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Dude, any job that you can do in your pajamas is not a difficult job.
He didn't belittle mothers, but he absolutely dismantled the myth. The crowd laughed, but deep down, it sparked a debate that's still going. On the Your Mom's House podcast, Bill was casually chatting when the host's wife, comedian Christina Pazsitzky, started playing therapist.
Yeah, you're full of anger. Because you flog yourself for being vulnerable.
Oh, would you stop it like you have some sort of psychology degree?
10 years in therapy.
So what? I've watched football for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
Bill's reply? Clinical and cutting. Even Christina's own husband joined Bill in calling out the armchair psychology.
So glad you're here to put Christina in her place. She,
I'm the worst, huh?
The worst.
It wasn't just funny. It was a reminder that not every hot take deserves airtime. When Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on live television, Hollywood froze. Apologies followed. PR stunts kicked in. Will even flew to India to heal. Bill, he didn't buy it. He mocked the idea that anyone needs to fly halfway across the world to know it's wrong to slap someone in public.
Obviously, the Chris Rock, Will Smith shit is huge in the comedy world. Then you follow that up with Chappelle.
That's over.
Chappelle,
that's
though.
Over.
Then Chappelle.
Nobody's talking about it.
What about Chappelle?
That's stale, man. That's old bread. You're going to lose the filling on that.
Both of those? Chappelle and Chris Rock?
Well, I mean, Will Smith went to India with some publicists to take pictures in front of the Taj Mahal, so he's all healed.
He's back. He's good.
I love that you have to go all the way to India to not know that you don't get up in the middle of an awards show and slap somebody. It wasn't until I went to the Taj Mahal where I finally understood.
The takeaway was simple. The world has lost its grip on common sense. And Bill, he's the last one keeping it grounded. Bill doesn't hate first ladies. He just doesn't understand why they talk like they're running for office. He specifically called out Michelle Obama.
I'm sick of Obama's wife. Yeah. This isn't some Republican rant either. It's just kind of first ladies in general. You know, I don't know what it is. All throughout my life, with each presidency, like these first ladies, they've just gotten more and more like chatty. You know? It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist?
Then came the analogy that left the room speechless.
Let me ask you this, all right? Let's say you had a leak in your house, okay? You call a plumber up. He shows up, and he goes, yeah, I think the leak's coming from the upstairs bathroom. We need to shut it up, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden his wife walks in, who isn't a plumber. And then goes, hey, you know, I'm actually thinking it's kind of hey. Wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the up? All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right?
During a stand-up set in Nebraska, a heckler interrupted Bill mid-rant. Big mistake. He launched into a tirade, not just at the heckler, but at the entire concept of taking a vacation in Nebraska.
They're up here pathetically screaming, look at me, every goddamn night. Well, sure, I'll talk about it. What do you want to know about it? What do you want to know? You want to know what it's like to sit in a Red Roof Inn in the middle of Nebraska? Oh, I'm sorry. Whenever an American goes to book a vacation, they go, hey, Florida, Hawaii, let's go to Nebraska. And you know what? Guess where we're staying, sweetie? The Red Roof Inn. Right across from the Denny's. Grand Slam breakfast every night.
It was savage, It was unfiltered, and the audience couldn't stop laughing. Even the heckler had to sit down. At another show, a woman tried yelling something from across the room. Bill mocked how she said it, not like someone nearby, but like someone yelling up the stairs.
Sorry, just cost me like $9,000 to fly here. You know what I mean? No offense, but there's no Eiffel Tower here. I think that's a little pricey. You're welcome! Thank you for not just laughing. Thank you for verbally letting me know that you appreciated that. Thank you!
He turned her interruption into a comedy bit about dysfunctional households, and somehow made the entire room feel like they were part of the roast.
She either has no stairs in her house or someone doesn't know how to walk up them. Did you call? Did you call the plumber? Thank you! That's when she said it. She said it not like I was 10 feet away. She said it like I was downstairs in the rec room. Changing a fuse or something. That's not it!
Again, crowd control level, master. Bill Burr isn't trying to be politically correct. He's not aiming to please everyone. And that's why people listen. Whether it's Oprah, a random heckler, or the woke crowd in the front row, if something doesn't make sense, Bill Burr is going to say it. No filter, no fake humility. Just one brutal, hilarious truth after another. And in a world where everyone's walking on eggshells, Bill Burr is the guy throwing them.